Hello, hi guys, how you guys doing? Hope you are good. Hope you guys are great. Um, this is a get ready with me as I share a story of how God has been so good to me, work related, job related, if I may put it in that way. So, so I was working. There's a job I was working into. I was working at where I was like a contract. I worked as a contract, right? So it was okay. I was happy there, but I was praying to the Lord, that God, can I have, a permanent job? I don't want to be a contract because there's a lot of things that are happening when you're a contract because every time they needed to like renew my contract, I felt like there was some issues, it was like they wanted to there was, even if there wasn't a case, but it felt like there's always a chance where your contract may or may not be renewed, so I ended up leaving that job, right? As I was praying to God that can I have a permanent job, Lord, right? Because one thing about me, I'm a woman of prayer. I will pray about everything and almost everything about my life, right? Sharp. So I decided to leave this job. It was okay, good environment, working environment. The pay was not bad. It was good. It sustained me so well, and I left the job. And when I left, I didn't say I was leaving. I just told my family I'm not going back. And I didn't tell where I was working, the people I was working with, that I'm leaving. Come the following year, I'm no longer working. So they're like, they contact me and I'm like, no, I've left the job. Why is no? Just, you know? And I kept on praying to God. And few months down the line, I get a job, right? And in this job, they're offering a permanent job, something I've been praying for. The Lord is coming up for the girl. I'm happy because I've been fasting, praying, doing all those things, the right things, connecting with the Lord. And mind you, it was very much stressful when I was unemployed. I won't lie, so stressful. Oh my goodness. I was depressed because, when you leave a job without a job, things can be so crazy for you. But I did that, right? And then here I am getting this job. I'm so happy. Oh my God, the Lord has come through for me, right? And I was applying for jobs that are in line with what I studied for, right? So I'm getting this job. I'm happy, and they're like selling you this dream, right? That you're gonna be an entrepreneur, you're gonna have your own business, right? I never imagined myself to be, an entrepreneur. Sharp, I got this job. I applied for it, and they actually took me in. They took me for a first interview, where they were telling me what they actually do in a nutshell. Right? It sounded so promising. I was like, I'm taking this job, okay? But they were like, I may or may not be selected, right? Okay, fine. That's a job interview, obviously. So should I be selected, I'll come for a second round interview where I'll be going into a field, right? So where they'll actually be telling me, showing me what we'll be doing there, the practical part of the job, right? Sharp. And before the day ends, surprisingly enough, I get a phone call. They're telling me, I'm selected for second round interview, and then the interview will be on this day, right? So like, oh great, the Lord is good. I'm grateful to the Lord. I'm just praying about it, thanking God for it, right? And then here I am going for this interview, right? And in the morning they tell us that we need to switch our phone off, right? And I do that. I don't want to mess this thing up, obviously. And they're telling us that, and the interview was in Pietermaritzburg. I had to go to the field. The job was in Pietermaritzburg, and we were told to go to the field in Durban, Hammarsdale. I was like, oh my God. Fortunately enough, I have money, my parents, my family had already given me money, so that was not a problem, right? So they're telling me that I'm going to pay for my own transport. I'm like, sharp, I need a job, right? I'm not complaining at this point. Sharp, I go there, we go there, and we go into a store, a mall, Hammersdale Mall. And we're doing this pitching. I'm doing this, I'm like, oh my god, what's this? But obviously they explained it to me that this is where we actually starting for us to actually, for me to actually end up owning my own company. So this is the company I'll be owning. I'll be getting people who will be working for me. I'll be sending them, you know, the credit cards, you know, TFG credit. It makes sense, right? Credit cards, because everybody it's actually what everybody uses in these days, right? So I'm like, yeah, it actually makes sense, you know. I'm not complaining, I can actually do that. So yeah, and so I get there, I work so hard, and they're telling me, and you're not late. They ask me what I was doing, and I tell them the reason why I actually left the job, that it was a contract, and they're like, oh, this is a permanent job. It's actually a good thing because you're gonna end up running your own business in this. So I'm like, great, the Lord is so good. And so I start, okay, eventually they employ me, right? I think it was before the day ends, they phone me back and like and say I'm hired, I can start working. Surprisingly, they're telling me to start my work the first day of work. It was on a holiday. I'm like, on a holiday, right? And we're like, okay, no, it's fine, then you can start, it's fine, you can start the following day because that day is a holiday, it's fine. I'm like, yo, okay. And I pick my stuff, I leave, right? So yeah, I do that and I start working. It started off so great. So basically the type of work, the type of work we were doing was we had to wake up early in the morning, at 5 o'clock. We needed to go to the office where they will teach us what we'll be doing for the day, and then come 7 o'clock we go to the field where we actually go sell people the store cards with, right? Sharp, it was fine at first, and then started off draining me. So long story short, what we needed to do actually we would leave the house at 5, go to work, do so. They would actually teach us what we were going to be saying in the field, right? We had to be taught what we were going to say in the field, and so we needed to hype ourselves, sing so loud, right? We sang so loud, I'm not even kidding. My voice was always gone, right, because of the loudness we would make early in the morning, and then we needed to leave for work at for the field at 7 o'clock. We need to be there by 8. And I worked in Pietermaritzburg, and the office was in Pietermaritzburg, and I worked in Hammersdale. No transport money for that, right? We needed to hike. We would be in danger so much that we were at one point we were